Hi, my name is Jason, and I would like to welcome you to my brand new YouTube channel. I'm a registered Democrat, a proud progressive, and I currently reside in the state of Arizona. This channel will focus primarily on U.S. politics and policy. Though most of the channel will discuss federal level issues, there will also be opinions and analysis of state and local government topics. The state and local aspect will revolve around Arizona, as I plan to occasionally speak on issues going on with our governance here, and how that relates to the greater United States political and policy climate. You can expect, however, the focus of my first few videos to be on Donald Trump, Russian interference in the 2016 election, the 2018 midterm elections, and beyond. I also expect to offer opinions and analysis on policy issues, including the economy, environmental regulations, and healthcare, among a host of other topics. I say opinion, but I will try my best to offer reliable sources to back up my arguments. This channel will not be a person screaming at you through your computer with no sources to back up specific policy claims. You can, however, expect to hear opinion and analysis of the state of our democracy as it stands right now and where I see it possibly going in the future. At the end of the day, however, I encourage anyone who views these videos to do their own research and not trust me as if I am a major news outlet like the Washington Post or the New York Times. Put simply, I'll do my best to source consistently when necessary, but I am not a professional reporter. I am just a miffed, angered, but also somewhat hopeful 20-something who wants to get my opinion out there on pressing issues facing the United States today, and ultimately the world too. So just a little bit of background on my political engagement or lack thereof. I did not vote in the 2012 presidential election when Barack Obama was reelected, nor did I vote in 2014 in the midterms. I had waxing and waning interest in politics through middle and high school, but I was never very active. Um, this all began to change drastically in mid to late 2015 and then in 2016. Now, I studied psychology in college. I also know a little bit about history. When Donald Trump said he liked people who weren't captured, in reference to John McCain, a man who spent 5 years being tortured, while Donald Trump dodged the draft 5 times, I took notice. Not only was this a stunning statement on its face, but it was a statement that one would think should have tanked Trump's campaign on the spot. Yet, that did not happen, as we all know now. Trump continued to display some tendencies during the campaign that seemed just a bit off for an American politician making a serious run at the White House. One thing I knew from studying history was that an authoritarian chips away little by little. You give an inch and they take it. You give a few more inches, guess what? They take a mile. They care nothing for the rule of law, for norms, or for the democratic process. Trump displayed these patterns when he continuously promised to lock up his political opponent, claimed he would only accept the election results if he won, and blasted through norms that hold our society together with disgusting comments about women and minorities. Public life is usually not like this for a reason. Political candidates for office that act this way usually don't succeed for a reason. As his popularity did not plummet, and yet even skyrocketed among a portion of the American electorate, I became increasingly concerned that the US could be well on its way to embracing authoritarianism. So why should we be afraid of authoritarianism? Well, for starters, it's the leadership style of men like Mussolini, Stalin, and Hitler. If you want to think about more modern day authoritarians, you could think about Vladimir Putin of Russia, Erdogan of Turkey, or Duterte of the Philippines. It's the kind of political climate that when it sweeps a nation or nations, it can lead to severe oppression, it can lead to wars, and ultimately to global disaster. No, I'm not saying that Donald Trump has committed crimes anywhere near some of these men, or any of these men, I should say. I'm not even claiming that Trump is nearly as evil as these men in his heart. Um, but I was a little put off when I put the following question to myself and to my family members and to friends leading up to the 2016 election. Is Donald Trump's personality and leadership style, is it closer to the men listed uh, above that I just mentioned? Or is it closer to the most recent Republican president of the United States, George W. Bush? And I'm basing this analysis, that I was having with myself, my friends, and my family on his own words and his own actions, um, pre 2016 election. And essentially, the answer frightened me to my core. It was the former men, the first group of men that this rising political star, Donald Trump, reminded me of uh, when compared with George W. Bush. He was far closer in leadership style, in personality traits, as these authoritarians and to these autocrats. So, as someone with a psychology background, not only was it these autocratic and authoritarian tendencies that scared me and worried me, it was also his gleeful narcissism. A man with uh, narcissistic traits and who shows a lot of the characteristics of narcissistic personality disorder should not be leading any nation, let alone a nation as powerful as the United States of America. So the 2016 campaign, Trump's victory, and his subsequent actions since taking office, along with many Republicans in Congress, which I cannot stress enough, their complicity is what inspired me to start this channel. I've been following the Trump administration, Robert Mueller's investigation into possible collusion with Russia and the Trump campaign, and many other aspects of American politics ever since. I hope you will join me as I shine a spotlight on some of the most important issues facing the US during the Trump era and the implications of the 2018 midterm elections. As stated earlier in this video, I plan on covering important policy issues as well, but in the immediate future, you can expect my videos will largely focus on the topics that I just mentioned. In the lead up to the 2018 midterms, I feel that our democracy is at stake. It's that simple. I encourage everyone to register to vote and to stay engaged. Even if you don't agree with what you're hearing in these videos, a huge, massive part of our democracy is people being active, being engaged, and participating. Please follow me on Twitter at JasonBPolitics. The B is capitalized. Um, I plan on tweeting more as I put out more videos on YouTube. Please subscribe to this channel and be on the lookout for future videos. Thank you all, and I hope to see you back here soon.